Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear gamers. We are back again, and this is going to be the day 8 for Battle for Crown. And this is going to be one heck of a special day because we are into top 8. And by top 8, I mean we are into quarterfinals. From here on, the teams that have come this far is going to battle for blood because this quarterfinals is going to be very tough and challenging and competitive. I, Solski, will be accosted for this game number 1 of the evening, and along by my side is one heck of an handsome guy. First of all, how are you, Ray, and how are you doing, my man?
The doing hey, I'll just say I'm doing fine. Why vent about all the personal issues, right? I don't want to go into
You
a
can
tangent.
hit me up after this.
Yeah, yeah, maybe I need a therapy session, eh? Soul ski therapy, yeah, 30 minutes. But yeah, jokes
Yes.
aside, of course, maybe the excitement of the matches might make me feel a little bit better because guess what? We have, like you mentioned, we are at the top 8 from a round of 128 teams. You might have thought, at the beginning of the tournament, for a few viewers, they might have thought these teams are, not up to the level, but for sure tonight we're going to be seeing teams being quite similar on level, and obviously
Yeah.
the winners go straight up into that semifinals, the top 4 that is going to be determining who takes the crown in this Algambo Esports presenting battle for crown powered by Credox, right? So let's jump in on the first game. It's going to be Silly Monkeys, who have been on a dominating streak, because of course you have to, considering this tournament is a round of 60, sorry, a round of 128 with full on elimination. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest with you, Solski. I haven't really got the chance to cast for this team, Eyes Wide Shut, for any amount of time, which is kind of hilarious that I did not get to cast for them until round of 8. So looking forward to what they can bring. Did you get a chance to cast for them?
Yes, absolutely. I think did yesterday, and I think they were the ones who played William Harith, if I'm not wrong. But I've casted for both of the teams. There's a Silly Monkey and Eyes White Shirt. And this is going to be the expanding reverse map, so you got to be very mindful of that map also, because that provides you a lot of rotation ability. So high rotation heroes is absolutely mandatory into your draft in the expanding reverse. If you take low rotation heroes, that also works because you have your reverse to by your side. So I think you have to fortify your draft according to that. But before they are seeing into our screens, they have started the drafting phase. There is 3 bans from the side of Silly Monkeys, that is going to be Glue, Kalea, and this Harley. So they have banned 2 pickups, one an annoying EXP or BBR room. And also there is the Baksha ban as well. They don't want to give away the, as I said, high rotation heroes. But still, Khalid held that open, so I think they will trade it off because I think I have, in expanding reverse, Khalid is just, such a viable pick along with the Hilda.
Vanquish the shadows that
Yeah.
plague this world.
The way you meant, so it is given already. So the fact that Zushin has been left out open, that should create some fear for Silly Monkeys, considering it's a best of 1 series. So, Silly Monkeys, if you kind of mess up this game by giving away the Zushin, there's no coming back. There's no second match. Best of 3 is only happening tomorrow. So I hope you're ready and you're not mistaken. You'll get another chance to do so. But let's see and wait out. They might go for an EXP laner right now for the side of Eyes Wide Shut. Let's see what Silly Monkeys would respond to this Zushin.
Yeah, I mean, there is a solution. I think on paper the counter is I think Eve, I suppose, because you have just got to be a long range mage
Yeah.
against this
I am
solution.
not the only
And Farsa
one.
and
You
Origin kind of
Chains.
workable, but there is the Phobius. I think that's a very good strong start of the draft. Still, Kalea is banned, still only left with Kaja that can shut down that Phobius whenever he uses Demonic Pursuit, Infernal Pursuit. But there's still 2 picks. There's a Suyu as well. They don't want to go with the Leomord Eyes White Shirt because they know that they will getting the 3rd pick for that. But okay, the carry in answer to that 4V is quite too early. I suppose they could have gone for Harith themselves. Maybe they're not confident to play against that 4Vs, but there is that Alice that can zone out that Zushin with the Thorn of Ruin, so that's pretty good start. But still, there is the Cloud. Yes, I suppose I was thinking that they might be Harith,
Yeah.
but no, they were going for Cloud.
Yeah, I was honestly actually just about to mention when you just started the fact that the carry and the cloud completely went unnoticed in the drafting phase. I believed the Carrie and Claude would to show up for a simple reason. Carrie has been buffed recently. She is right now a lot of teams' priority ban and priority pick. Yes, not first pick material yet, but she has been getting banned quite a lot recently. A huge spike, actually. And Claude, quite self-explanatory. He and Harith are right now dominating the goal lane tier. So they were about to show up. Albeit it was not the Harith, the Claude shows up. Claude, though, one thing he definitely has the advantage over is the mid-game power spike that Carried cannot reach, and the fact that Claude mobility is just tremendously high throughout the map. So right now, let's see, like you mentioned, the fact that there's a Zushin, they need a counter. Yes, Eve is a good nothing actually counters Zushin, okay? I'm fully
Okay,
biased about this. No, the only thing that actually counters is the fact that if you can overwhelm her. A lot of people think
Yes.
this is some kind of a double meaning joke, but no, guys. The truth is, her second skill,
Snowball.
main, yeah, the main weakness is that she has a mana. If you overwhelm her by either disrupting her skill or basically jump on her with a lot of targets with tanky heroes or heroes that basically push her away, that makes her use up her second skill early, and then she doesn't have mana, she becomes vulnerable. That's when you hit. So anything can counter the Zushin, but at the same time, nothing can counter. She's like the Schrodinger's kind of a hero, you get me? So Eve,
Yes.
the reason she's getting picked against the Zushin is because Eve, like you mentioned, has a range, and second thing, Eve has good objective control. You just put down that RWM, nobody really wants to get inside that zone. Counting Zushin. That's the reason a lot of people go for the Eve. But, something that a lot of people, have not been picking up is two heroes, Akai and Martis. Martis is completely immune. So Zushin wastes her second skill or she just dies because Martis has a decimation and Akai has a 5-second suppression, which you can't easily get out of. So I am not seeing those two heroes yet. I'm hoping I would see it someday. But other than that, as I finish speaking actually, we see two horse bans, no Leo mode, no Horsey, and we also see the Kaja and the Lilia getting banned out, Solski.
Yeah, and I think snowball potential for Silly Monkey has been just risen up right because of that Leo mod ban. So jungle, I think they have narrowed down the jungle pick. Still, they have left. Okay, they are going for the God and the Badang. God against 4V is pretty good pick, but you have to be mindful of the Raging Sandstorm plus this Claude,
exactly.
BMI, and Blazing Duet. Oh yeah, you forced
New
out the
threat.
assassin. Yes, you forced out the assassin right now because of you banned the Leo mod and every jungle that is kind of a meta right now. So Hayabusa comes into just not the meta, but not too good, but I think still workable enough if you have got that snowball.
Yeah. I'm just really afraid about the fact that what was it again? The Badang, okay? The Badang is a very make or break hero. One good set, Badang is S tier, but if he gets poked and stunned, yeah, it is going to be pretty hard considering there are pretty tanky heroes. But Solski, take us into the game.
Well, here we are into the land of dawn, guys. This is going to be game number 1 of the quarter-finals for this battle for crown, and everybody is fighting for the crown that is going to be pinnacle of this tournament. But right now we are back into this battlefield. We can see on the blue side there is Silly Monkey, Ice White Shirt. Onto the red, both the junglers has been starting from their side buffs. So I think they will prioritize the gold lane. For now, I think look at that in the mid lane. So yesterday I saw that Ice White Shirt that was playing a Harith mid lane and they won that game. And as you said, look at the Badang make or break heroes. Plus, Badang is not workable enough against a Khalid, a Zushin,
Yeah.
and there is a Phobius as well that counters you basically. But look at that, there's a Blade Surge. Okay, no, but there's 3-1 stuns on 2-3 people, but no, there is not enough damage, and it's quite too late to the party.
Oh.
Double kill for that Phobius. And Limonaire, you just look at that, she just being annoying as hell, and right now there's a triple kill for
Oh
that
my
Phobius.
goodness.
And I think they might go for the fourth one. The Zai quite too low, will have to flicker out. That was a close win for the side of Team Silly Monkey.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of overestimated their abilities and underestimated how good Zushin is. Guys, just because she's banned all the time doesn't mean you can keep her open and expect to counter it. Maybe you can in the later phase, but early game, look at the amount of CC she's providing solo. Badang just cannot come to the lane to support Gord. And right now, Gord has to lane solo, which means Hayabusa has a really open target. I believe Badang right now just has to go to the goal lane and maybe try to support the marksman or maybe look for as soon as to get the level 4 and then try to maybe go for a flicker engage. But the fact that he has already exhausted it, it means he's not going to be able to go for this turtle. So the score remains 0-3 as the turtles going to be spawned in, and Silly Monkeys, they're looking in a dire position because, like you mentioned, there is even the Khalid insane poke, and the fact that he has a regen to make sure he doesn't die easily. He can stay on field, doesn't need to recall much, and the Raging Sandstorm is obviously cherry on the cake. Let's see what happens. First turtle, maybe no competition.
I think there is an Infernal Pursuit stun onto that Mercy. There is a ton of food onto one people. Blade Surge and got the retribution on point. But down with the fist break, and there is a claw that will get the kill on that Fuyu, but I don't think so. That's a very good trade-off for the side of Team Ice, like Silly Monkey. And Purple has got down by that Kazi, but Kazi is quite too in. I think he will get the Lantern Flare passive as well. And here it is, my guy. He will get down. And that's basically a pseudo wipeout for the side of Team Silly Monkey. And what a game. I think that was a very bad trade coming from the side of an SM right there.
Thank you, streamer. Keep the camera. Hey, move it back. But yeah, 1-8 score already, eyes wide shut. I mean, they're obviously playing with eyes wide open and making sure Silly Monkeys are doing the same. But mid-lane, what is that? Mystic Gush combo. Finally, they take down Zushin right here, and they get one kill, another board into it. But at the same time, Hayabusa maybe looking for the blade connecting in, might be getting a kill. Yes, it is. Mercy on a monster kill. That Phobius is gonna be countering that legendary pretty soon. He has also prioritized the Radiant Armor, making sure, but on top lane, Claude coming up with a Blazing Duet. That might have been a bad decision. Yes! Was that light wheel connecting in at the last second just completes the passive. Claude will fall. That is going to be kind of a mistake for them because giving carry 2 kills. Yep, they take her down once, but 2 kills are 2 kills. She still gets a 200 gold.
Man, oh man, that was a very, I would say, goated play coming into the top lane side. There's a Blade Surge. I think there was a chance, but that's a very good bait out of that Crimson Beacon for the next turtle. I think it's supposed to 50 seconds cooldown into the early part. There is the carry who got her first item, that's the Persian Sight, I suppose, and there is the fist break combination from 2 Luminary right now. I think there is the Shadow into the top lane. Kazi quite too low, but there's the Badang to help her.
Not enough damage.
Yeah, not enough damage. Purple has just got his Hunter Strike. There will be turtle up. Remember, there's no Crimson Beacon. Flicker is there for Kian. So let's just see how it plays out for the second turtle of this game.
Yep. 349 score. Obviously, eyes wide shut. Look to be in the complete lead right now with 2,000 goal advantage under 5 minutes. But Silly Monkeys, obviously, they have responded well. Carry has 2 kills, which is the majority. So if they can basically emphasize on it, maybe they'll be able to get something. That is a good play with me. They flicker on time. It's not gonna be a kill. Dazai also falls in. Next one is going to be Kian. They get punished immediately, followed with Jackie as well onto the board. They wanted to make the play. It looked like they had the angle and the window, but it just completely slapped them in their face, knocked them down to the ground, and now they're back to basically square one.
As you said, not enough damage, my guy. Plus, your Suya wasn't in your position to have that neutral objectives. Why would you commit? I mean, I think that was because they committed because of that God's, Mystic Gush combination, because they just saw they are too low, but they miscalculated the flicker as well as that Khalid was on point, Raging Sandstorm onto the God, making him low, and there's the Blazing Duet. Yes, I mean, he's just playing so good. That's the problem with the God. He needs an opening, and whenever you find an opening, there's the Khalid onto his face, plus the BMI with the Blazing Duet. It's a cherry on the cake. I would like to see some itemization right now because the Zai is 0-2-1 right now. Just got his anti-heal. Suyu not going for Sky Piercer. Very good brain right there. There is the Badang who is not going for Thunderbolt. That's a very good brain as well. Meanwhile, you can see there's Elegant Gem, anti-heal, Radiant for the Focus. Radiant is much understandable. Leaning against that Alice. We can see that Kazi is cutting quite too low. He just too in, but I think he flickered out from there. Mercy is again quite too low. He is just getting chunked down, baiting out somewhere. Don't want to ruin onto that Mercy. Mercy quite too low. Will get punished down for the overextension. Fish break crack combination onto the Claude. Claude quite too low, but a good zone coming in from Lebanon. And there is a quick send card as well, but he will have to fall back for now. But no, there's a Noir into the back line. Invoker forced down to use Crimson Beacon. Lebanon have to fall back for now. Zushin trying to poke away the team Silly Monkey right there, but I think fails to do so. I think that was not a very good trade coming from the Ice White shirt, but a good trade from SM right there.
Yeah, I agree with you. Solsky, that was a very okay. Looks like mistakes are kind of being made right now. First of all, that Phobius, unnecessary, he used up the flicker, then he didn't decide to retreat despite the fact that he was on 20% HP. And if you look at it right now, the carry also getting overconfident after getting each kill is not exactly working in favor. She's the one with the majority of the kills, so she needs to play it safe, but she's overextending, which is just taking the lead away once more. And right now, eyes wide shut, they're looking to, of course, take the turtle, the last one of the game, and I believe they'll be able to get it with no questions asked, no competition. Suyo obviously did a phenomenal steal in the early game. Okay, he went in for a Sky Piercer. I believe a little bit too late, could have honestly prioritized a defense or maybe the War Axe, but the purple is going to get invaded. He will secure it with a red tree, no issues, but here comes a Hayabusa at the same time. Okay, God with a Mystic Gush. The wall is gonna be there. Oh, beautiful Throne of Ruin. The tree. That's gonna be 2 kills. Double kill secured for Noir. But at the same time, oh, make it a triple. Is he looking for a Maniac? Claude might be in a bad position. Wink gets out of it. Lemonade is going to give him the zone that he needed, but at the same time, he might be for his own life price. Maybe the Sky Piercer was a good decision after all.
My bad. I just judged it too early, but that was a very beautiful set coming from that Batang, That Wishbreak crack combination just cracked the team Eyes White Shirt. Their eyes were actually wide open at that set because that was such a good follow-up with that Alice Throne of Ruin. The combo was absolute good. And you know what? I was thinking that Eyes White Shirt could have gone for the Lord to maintain that pressure instead of going for the turtle, and they took the unnecessary fight onto that 2 buff. They paid the price for it. I think that was necessary. Look at the gold. I think it's almost equal right now. And as you said, the carry has the majority of the kills. I think now the Suyu has it. Look at the itemization. He just bought almost fully a Vorax right now. Sky Piercer for Jushin right there. I don't think so. She should buy a Sky Piercer, but yeah, she went for it. Again, I might be judging too early. I think Fishing Lantern could have been a better pick, better here. Maybe you complete your this Club for Destiny because you will get burst down from that Suyu right now because he's gonna jump on your face with that Blade Surge as well as Soul Saber combination. But for now, I think Team City Monkey are going to wait for their teammates and will try to maintain this momentum that they just gained into the previous team fights.
Yeah, it honestly feels like both of these teams are like capitalizing on the mistakes that they are making for each other, because like you mentioned that purple buff and the three, but that's going to be a concealed play, but they get sniffed out. Phobius is going to be making sure they retreat. At the same time, Zushin commits with a flicker, gets out of the zone of the Noir. But at the same time, let's see what happens. The Lord is obviously up. Not a Lord, that's a Diva right there. And Claude looking for an angle to go in with the BMI and the Blazing Sweat. Alice also kind of trying to do the same, captures too, but no follow-up. On the other side, there's going to be, Phobius going a little bit too deep as well. Khalid with a Raging Sandstorm. Lot of skills being used, lot of overextension, but up to no fruit gained from this efforts. Both of the teams decide to just kind of waste everything and just go back.
Oh my. That was such a close call for both the teams. But right now, they still have that potential. Mercy quite too low. He doesn't have the flicker. But no, that's a very bad position. But Noah will falls down. There is the Lantern Flare onto the JK. But JK has to fall back with the flicker. And the Lord Secure coming from the Eyes White Shirt. And there is, again, a possible try to not let them recall. But there is a face to break. And maybe he will use his ultimate. I don't think so. He will use it on Lemonade with the Aura Quicksand card right there. And meanwhile, they are trying to get the mid lane. Mercy is quite too low. I don't think so. He should go in. He doesn't have the flicker. Purple Haze looking for the good targets right there. The Zai is trying to go in, just using his projectiles to dash out the damage to that minions. I think it was a successful effort. Right now, the Lord is marching down from the bottom lane side right there, my guy.
And with the Lord coming in, let's see if the lane sync is going to be good enough. Yesterday, I saw a really beautiful lane sync on yesterday's match. It was really spectacular. Let's see if we'll see something close to that on this match. But so far, at least, by the looks of it, lane sync honestly kind of doesn't matter for 1 single second because, the shields are standing. But the fact that they are finally able to blow it out, to be fair, in just 30 seconds, it would have blown it out anyways. But yeah, Claude does get the Wind of Nature, so maybe he goes in with a really aggressive BMI into the back end, trying to look for the carry. Very possible. Or maybe even the Gourd, because of course Dazai is still, he might not have the kills, but he is a nuisance, the one with the most poke that's affecting them. So maybe, Nor might go for it. But instead it's going to be Alice with a throw win on the butt. Gourd, very vulnerable position, gets taken down, but Mercy also going in deep, gets pushed away and taken down as well. both of the team make 1-for-1 trade and decide to go back, Solski.
Oh my. That was I would say, a good defense, as well as for God. As you said, that this Claude has bought that, wind chant. I think God, if only if he had that, winter crown, that would have been
Yeah.
such a very good play. I think I would like to see some itemization right there, because right now both the teams are playing really good. But for now, the momentum is in the hands of Team Eyes White Shirt. There is a possible. I think Zushin is going for that blood wings. There is chastise, good itemization. Might go for the freeze as well, I suppose, or maybe some other items. But there is carry. I would like to see some
Blood wings, I
carry.
believe.
Yeah, I think that's blood wings, I guess. And there's a carry with the malefic gun. She just needs malefic gun, then she will really, will hurt you. There's a Balang with radiant antique and anti-heal. But there is a divine glaive. There's a glowing one. I think he might go for the freeze. I think he heard me. I think he just switching his item path right there. I think he might go for the freeze. But there is a Vorax with the Hayabusa. I think so far the itemization wise, both teams are fine. I think Lemonade going for the radiant for the fourth item mark. Lemonade, I look at the KD. I just noticed it's 1 or 12, and I think it's approximately 85 to 90% teamfight participation that Lemonade has done in this game.
I'm actually looking forward to that statistics as well. But other than that, let's look a
Mercy?
while. Okay, bottom lane, Mercy gets a little bit of a pressure. Looks like they're trying to commit onto him, but I believe that
Concealed?
is not the right person to do so. Here's going to be coming the Hayabusa. Mercy right now going back into the team fight. BMI coming in.
Oh!
Maybe the Alice initiates. Oh,
Oh,
Alice!
Alice!
Ooh, purple haze
Lemonade!
got it down. Lemonade as well. And with this, looks like things are going to be going 180 once more, but the Lord, do they cover enough ground? There's no jungle. There's 2 members fallen, so maybe the numbers advantage does look favorable for them to commit to the Lord, but the zoning potential of the Zushin, Claude, and of course Mercy on that Phobius right now, that Infernal Pursuit just stands as a brick wall that they are not trying to commit. Kazi gets that Malefic gun as well. Let's see if they commit.
Yes, I think they should commit this, absolutely. Just chunk down that Lord, my guys. You have that retribution. No, it's just up to you, my god. There is a Thunder Ruin again. There's a stun from the Lord. There's the Zai with the Winter Crown. There's the Fish Breaker combination. Lord, gotten by the Zuyu. There's a Wing quite too low, guys. Fall down right there, Kian. I mean, there's a double kill for that Zuyu. He might go for a triple kill as well. Wing is just trying to run for his life. No, it's a play from Wing. Triple kill for Wing. Wing is going for more. There's the Raging Sandstorm.
Oh my
for the
goodness.
complete wipe out. There's another killing spree for that Alice. And that's 4 for 3 trade. And Eyes White Shirt with a very good retaliation onto that Lord Fiend fight.
But that's a lot wasted. But regardless, what a team fight we just had right here. And I believe Solski, like, that's the very beautiful display of a full stack Claude, S1 full stack mass attack speed. That is just insane. I don't think Suyo was expecting to just get blasted with bullets and just disappear. He was hoping, hey, that's a 30% HP Claude. I should be able to take him out with my 20 stack Skypiercer, but he just disappeared instead. And I believe it could have been a Maniac if, of course, Jackie was on full HP, giving them the zone. That was a very close call for Silly Monkeys, because if they lost Jackie as well and Kazi in that team fight, basically not only the Lord would have been wasted, they would have lost an inhibitor. But the fact that they also took down 3 members, Eyes White Shot, they had to play the defensive game, and ultimately both of the teams did not take turret, but Throne of Ruin once more, but at the same time, Winter Crown getting committed. Oh, look at the Khalid on the back end. Kazi does take down Mercy, but at the same time, Khalid looking for another. And right now, going back, will they be going to be able to get Lemonade? Get a stun in. He's going to be using the Quicksand to regen. And they go back.
Oh, what a team fight. I mean, this is why I love quarterfinals. Neck-to-neck competition right there into this game, guys. This is just game number 1. And we have, I think, more games coming up right after this. So it is going to be, absolutely amazing. Right, you know what? Right now, Team Eyes White Shirt, they gotta wait out for their best opportunity. I think they need to wait out that light wheel from the carry. Okay, there is a try to just bust down that Claude. Wink just winked there with that gameplay. And that was wonderful. I can't keep it out of my mind right now. But there is the passive. Alice Chung down quite too low. Thorn of Ruin just a desperate attempt to escape. Dulcai just got caught out. Shadow from it. I was a shutdown. Again, got a 2-kill on Kazi. There's a fring from the back line. Sky Piercer propped out from that Zushin. Noir will have to fall back for another Lemonair. Flicker from that 4vs double kill. Only Noir is left. Will that man with 1,000 blade will able to do, some miracle? It's just a matter of seconds that we'll find it out, because right now 5 people marching down from the mid lane. Other team's eyes wide shut to chunk down the base of that silly monkey. Minions are up. Let's just see what there is. A blazing to it. Just cleared out the minions, I think, and there will be a possible. And there is a Suyu. He'll use the Soul Seaver as well, but no, there is a time bite from the Immortality. I think he got that. Retribution 1 point. Minion is quite too late to the party, and I just thought that this was the end, but no, Team Eyes Wide Shut will go for that Lord.
Honestly expected that it was gonna be the Lord, honestly. Very close defense. The members just come back at the nick of time, saving the game by a thread from a possible end, but the Diva gonna get taken out. And right now, okay, no, taking so much damage, 1 HP! 1
fall
HP.
Fall back, Noah, fall back, what are you doing? No.
That is just desperation, or maybe lapse in judgment. He needed to go back, not trying to regen from a teddy bear. That was a mistake, and that mistake might cost him the game right now. He's going to be back, I believe. Yep. Fortunately, he's going to be back by the time Lord comes, but another kill going into the hands of Zushin, giving her that Sky Piercer stack. That is something that is crucial. They needed to consider, because right now, she will take you down faster. So let's see. Minion pressure already too much on the bottom lane. Top lane is gonna get taken down as well. And yep, all the inhibitors exposed. Super minions charging in. Let's see if this is gonna be a successful defense, or the game is just gonna be over here, Solski. Oh my goodness, look at the damage from Hayabusa alone. Desperate Throne of Ruin coming in, Solski.
Yes, absolutely. There's a third Throne of Ruin. Lemonair quite too low. Quick stand guard right there. There is a mid lane. That's a Diva into the mid lane. There's a blazing door onto the side. The Level have to flicker out. The base is quite too open. Martomari is marking the base right now. Mercy is going in. There's a Immortality proc out from the lead. Minion again marching down. This is not looking good. There is CP to count. There's a Sui with a double kill. Minions are marching down for bottom top lane right there. That was a good defense coming from Silly Monkey. Eyes wide shut. He just made a silly mistake into this game, and I think this might be a very grave mistake for Team EWS right there.
It's kind of funny. Both of the sides are making silly mistakes. Is it because it's Silly Monkey they're facing off again?
Kazi!
But Kazi doesn't have the Wit of Nature, but does have the Immortality. Switches to the Rose Gold. Does he survive it? He might be able to. Yes, he does. Very quick hands and quick item swap. That is some good skill on display right here. Quick swap from that Rose Gold saved his life, and now Kazi will live to tell the tale. Let's see what happens as we move forward right now. This might be a very massive, epic comeback if we're taking a look into it, Solski. Look at that, though. Hayabusa
no!
Again, he's taken out. And Jackie as well. Now, Kazi. Can he make the play again?
No,
I don't think it's possible. He has lost all the gold. He cannot. That's 2 people right here. He doesn't have the gold to make the quick item swap. And now it's over. It's 4 members alive. Only the roamer is standing. Kian, he's desperately trying to push the minions away, trying to buy out some time, doing his absolute best to put maybe some time.
Top lane,
Can he buy any time? But it's not possible. Kian, the minions are rushing in from top. Despite your brutal efforts, it's going to be Team Eyes Wide Shut. A chaotic match with back and forth, non-stop, uncertainty, and obviously a lot of blunders, a lot of silly mistakes. And at end, the top 4 and the semi-final qualifier is going to be Eyes Wide Shut.
I mean, what again? That's just some good MLBB, my guys, right there. If you want that good MLBB onto your screen every time, just hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Please do push out that notification bell as well, and chat with us, guys, because I suppose I'm seeing this all your chat because you guys are also hyped up because this match. Oh my, that was just a beautiful. Silly Monkey could have won this game, but you know what? Eyes Wide Shut did it out very beautifully. Especially, I gotta, give my props to that Lemonair, Jungle Roam synergy. Every time I was going in, Lemonair is just there to use her that quick standard plus the raging sandstorm just to buy out time for the Hayabusa. Then Hayabusa comes back from the shadow and use his shadow kills. So that just peak MLB right there. Silly Monkey just made as a name. They made a silly mistake and they just this the game. They just caused them their game. But
Yep.
White Shirt very wonderfully played, especially the wink. We just saw so many outplays from both the marksmen, and every time we think that Silly Monkey is doing a comeback, but Team Ice White Shirt makes it Uno reverse and they make a comeback instead. But this was just a good MLB. And guys, this was just game number 1 of the evening, guys. So there will be more games coming up your way. For before we go, I would like to see share some information because we had just announced the giveaway on the Instagram and we will announce the winner tomorrow. And also there's one more kick to it. If we guys hit 1,000 subscribers, we are gonna do one more giveaway, and that will be held, day after tomorrow. If we hit tomorrow, I think maybe it can happen tomorrow as well. So go to our Instagram, do follow us to be the part of the giveaway, and tomorrow will be the announcement of that winner. So you want the part of that 11K diamonds? You just gotta go to the Instagram, follow us. Do make sure to comment to your friends as well onto our post, and we will see you guys that you might be the lucky ones tomorrow. I so will see along with Mr. Handsome Ray. We'll take our leave for now for this game number 1. We'll see you guys onto the game number 2, guys, after a short break.
And with that short little break, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Battle for a Crown, brought to you by none other than Algambo Esports, powered by Credox, and obviously supported by Vista Games. We just had a very thrilling game between Silly Monkeys and Eyes White Shut, where a lot of silly mistakes were made, with a lot of blunders and a lot of choking, even I might add. But ultimately, Eyes White Shut go to the semi-qualifiers and gonna be looking towards the prize at the top 4. Meanwhile, we're going to be going for another game, obviously in this quarterfinals, in a best-of-1 elimination, and looking forward. We're back again, myself, Ray, and joining me is going to be Solski. Don't worry, the next match we'll have the first-ever female caster joining us as well. And now it's going to be Nova Esports and Team Nexus. You know the fact that Nova means new, right? So which is kind of opposite of Peachy, who is the oldest female caster.
Not the oldest, first, not the oldest man, the first.
If she's the first, that implies she's oldest, doesn't she?
No, I mean, it depends
how
on
can
what
the youngest,
kind of timeline.
How can the youngest be?
Sorry. What kind of timeline we are talking about? Maybe it stretches to centuries ago, but I don't think so. It was centuries ago. So I'm just kidding, But you know what? Coming back to this, game number 2, all this battle for crown. This is the quarterfinals, guys. Nova Esports versus Team Nexus. Nova means new Esports, and thank you, Ray, for that new information for me. Thank you very much. But if we look at the bands, that's a new band as well. That's a whenever I think that's a good band. But Grok, I think I haven't seen a Grok band, quite a long time. But look at that. There is a Team Nexus got the second ban for the first banning phase. They will ban out the Kalea. I think they might go for a Zushin ban. Okay, there's a Freya ban. Zushin is still quite open. Might go for a Zushin ban Team Nexus. So they will trade it out. Nova Esports, they will have to trade it out for either for a gold laner. They will, if they ban the Phobius here, they might trade that Zushin or Harith. Maybe in first pick, because usually first pick is just EXP. Oh, there's the Phobius ban. So they are going for that, Harith or a Zushin trade-off.
Possible. I believe, Solski, they might not exactly try to trade off the Harith right now. They might try to maybe trade off. 1 second. Who's open? Left out open. Someone except the Zushin is left out open. That's not clicking in my brain. Sometimes it happens, brain fog. But we just witnessed the game where the Zushin was left out open. And the complete disaster the early game was for the opposing side. So even if you have a counter, I believe it's best to ban it out. Oh yeah, the Marcel. Yep, the Marcel was left out open. So right now, Team Nexus, they're willing to trade off to give away the Zushin themselves as well. Or maybe Nova Esports also has a different kind of a plan and might go for a different priority. But the question is what?
Harith, I think they have banned the Phobius. They don't want to go with the Harith, so just pick out the Harith. They thought that they will ban that. See, there's a Harith. They thought they will ban the Zushin, but Zushin is that's a good trade-off as well. They will get the Zushin. Plus, Zushin Suyo combination might be a very good one here. I mean, the Zushin or Leomord. They don't give away the Leomord to Harith team, but I still think two junglers are open. So both the teams are playing with a good draft sense, in my opinion. So they have less option for everything. Right now, a Zushin should be a no-brainers and a jungler, in my opinion, or maybe a gold laner if you don't want to show out their jungle card too early. But I think the meta junglers, you have to prioritize it. Let's see how they're going to pick here.
Yep, the Zushin is a no-brainer, no questions asked. And okay, they go for the Claude as well. You were right. They don't want to reveal it just yet. They want to look into that next 2 picks, which is going to be... Oh, why did I suddenly activate my Google? But yeah... The Team Nexus, they're going to be going with the Claude. And I believe, Solski, the moment they saw the Phobius ban, right? It is kind of making it obvious that you want a Harith desperately, right? So Team Nexus, I feel like they just realize, hey, we don't exactly need to ban out the Zushin. We can get her. And if they decide to go for the Zushin, maybe we can get the Harith for ourselves. And we'll deal with the Zushin later. So Team Nexus does look like they're playing more into the manipulation tactic, and Nova Esports might be playing into their cards, but at the same time, of course, it's a little bit too early to judge. There is possible. We've seen games. Nice. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the Harley as well. Why did I forget about this tiny annoying boy? So we'll get the Kaja and the Harley. If I'm not mistaken, the Kaja actually doesn't have a high win rate in this tournament, and I believe even on other tournaments, the Kaja kind of doesn't perform the best for a simple reason. He needs a very good pick-off synergy but a lot of teams kind of fail at it and they just use him like a tank, which you cannot do. You have to play him more like a Kalia or a Cho, or not exactly like a frontliner, right?
Leomord as a jungler right there. I think Suyu, Leomord jungle, three cliche junglers. Still, one beats the other. Leomord for the sustain for that deadly magic. But I still prefer to go for Suyu because you have got the Kaja, so you need to be quick about it. So if you use the Phantom Steed, if you get that Divine Judgment before, maybe after you get a Phantom Steed, still you're pretty much vulnerable to the deadly magic along with the Harith with the the Stadium Sight 2 damage. So Leomord have to be very careful. For that early snowball, I think they have opted out for that. Leomord. I personally also go for Leomord against a Harley. The Eve is banned right there. I think for the second last ban for the Nova Esports, they might go for the Roamer ban because there's the Kaja. Kaja is pretty much vulnerable against a heavy dive comp, I suppose. So they might should ban a Hylos maybe, or maybe into roaming part, a Hylos, and let us see what they ban. Yeah, there's the Hylos right there. And for the last ban for Team Nexus, so they are opting for mages. They don't want to give up the Eve because that will be too much to handle. The kill box combination. Still, an EXP is left. They don't want to give over the Alice or maybe the Uranus as well because they need a solid EXP laner. Because right now Kaja is not too much of a tanky hero, so they might ban an EXP. I'm not sure that they will ban out the Yuzhong or the Lapa because I don't think so. Team Nova Esports is going to pick that.
Yeah. I think the Eve ban is obviously pretty smart. The Hylos ban is also really smart from the side of Nova Esports because obviously Hylos is the one that you combine the Zushin most with, and you don't want two horses running a bit. So it's a good option to go for. Other than that, they might honestly even opt for the ban into. I was thinking Zetian, but I think they could even ban the Gord, in my opinion, for a simple reason. Yes, you have the Claude, you have the Leomord, but Gord is also someone that does annoy the Zushin. I mean, the whole reason you kind of ban out the Zetian is because Zetian has enough range to clear out the lane safely away from the Zushin. The reason Zushin dominates the mid lane so much is because a lot of mage don't have enough range to clear the lane, and she basically denies you farm, right? Zetian, Eve, and the Gord. They don't need that, right? They just throw away the skills and they come back safely. So let's see. Team Nexus, what do you go for? They can still go for a Gatot if they want the kill box themselves. Or maybe, what else?
In roaming part, I think, for roam, I think they should just go for Alice right there because you don't want to give up the Alice to Nova Esports. But they opted out for the Yuzhong. Okay, with the EXP. And I was thinking that they will go for EXP because they don't want to show out their roaming card. And there is the Valer. Okay, that's a good utility hero with that burst combination with Harith and Harley. And for EXP to top it off, Alice supposedly will be a good pick here. Or maybe Phobos is banned, Uranus is also banned. What kind of high HP heroes that they can pick? Fred and EXP, I just only see that in rank. What do you pick here into the EXP? I think Alice is the only option we have left. Maybe the Lapo, I guess.
I honestly would love to see them.
Albert is also left.
Yeah, a lot is pretty good if they want to go for that initiation, considering they don't have it in their team.
Oh.
Okay, wow, that's a very random but a very pleasing one. It's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one, like they say. And going for the Paquito at such a point, Nova Esports, they definitely are looking to make some kind of a play. To be fair, a lot of people forget that Paquito has one of the strongest burst in fighters. This dude can literally. I played against Paquito and I hate it. I don't even know what just happens. He just dashes and you're suddenly gone. That's how strong his burst is. Even as a fighter, actually, Yu Zhong wouldn't even know what came and hit him. That's how strong it is. Because, I mean, Solsky, you can only regenerate if you're alive.
Absolutely, man. There's a Khalid and to the roam. Okay. I think Paquito, I got the idea right now. Nova Esports is going for lane to lane matchup in terms of EXP because Paquito somehow, chunked down that Yuzhong into the early part. He's the one only, I think, not one and only, but one of the few heroes that goes toe to toe against the Yuzhong into the early game. and got the idea as well, because the knockout punch, the jab is there to knock out that Zushin before she uses any kind of before she wreak havoc into the battlefield. And along with that, they have that Kaja's divine judgment. So if anybody gets caught here, and especially they have gone for the Khalid. Khalid is quite not too tanky into the early parts. So whatever Kaja picks, I think he's getting deleted in this game. But for Team Nexus, they have the pretty much good solid early game with the combination of Yuzhong, Khalid, Leomord, and that Zushin. So let us see what happens into the game number 2 of the quarterfinals for Battle for Crown. Nova Esports versus Team Nexus. Both the junglers are pretty much ready for the fight. The Harley versus the Leomord. And I would like to see how this plays it out, both the teams, because the draft here is actually pretty good from both the sides. This Paquito, I would like to see how this Paquito plays it out. But before that, guys, we have a brief moment of time. Please like, share, subscribe the stream, and also follow us onto the our social media channels, the Instagram right there, because we have a giveaway going on. There's the announcement of the giveaway. We will be announcing the winners tomorrow. And before that, we will be announcing one more giveaway if we hit 1,000 subscribers. So please do subscribe as well. Coming back to the game, Ray, what do you think? Who will get the first blood?
High chances on two people. Paquito gets it, or it is going to be the Zushin. High chances on these two, but let's see what happens. But mid lane already might be proving myself wrong. Spoiler. I mean, his name is Spoiler, so maybe he's spoiling my prediction, right? But he will survive, and score still remaining 0-0. Classic rotations, nothing out of the extraordinary. EXP lane is what I'm really looking forward to, because it's the most interesting lane. Okay, other than that, Zoba, you better watch out. You don't have the burst enough yet. So, wait a little bit. Other than that, I believe the turtle is where we'll see maybe some bloodshed. But one thing, Solsky, the side of Nova Esports, they're more like go in, burst, and come out, except for the Valir. So because of that, I believe we might not see extended team fights, because Harley, he cannot stay longer in the team fights. Kaja cannot stay longer in the team fights. Paquito, he kind of can, but still he's a burst. But top lane, it is maybe... the petrified play could have been... It's a 1-for-1. Just me, make sure. If he's going down, he's taking one with him. Maybe the first blood was both of them, right? But yeah, simultaneously 1-for-1. But jungler for EXP, the trade-off is good. Oh, here comes the knock-up. And Vic is going to be falling down against the Leomord's Phantom Steed. And this might be a free turtle, possibly, Solsky?
Huh? Will it, man? You don't even have your Purify, the ultimate, but number one, you have to figure out. Spoiler, quite low. Deadly Magic on the Zushin. There is a Yuzhong without the Petrify, doesn't have the ultimate of the Retribution. Will be won by that, your average Sama. That's the Harley right there. And for now, Tino is with a good trade. But you know what? That's, it will not make a huge of a difference, except the level difference. But for now, Team Nexus, they are going toe-to-toe into the early game. That's what I was talking about. Once you knock someone up, the Phantom Steed is there to burst down, and there is the Khalid, with the Desert Tornado dashing out the damage. For now, both the teams are playing really, really safe. It's just looking for systematic engage. There's a divine judgment. There is a knockout. The jab is there. Knockout punch and the jab, and that seals the day for that just me right there.
Yep, that's a knockout punch, and Yuzhong gonna be knocked out to the fountain. And 2-for-2 score remaining kind of equal, but that was kind of did not really meet the expectations of the Retribution, right, for his team. And that turtle is going to be giving them a slight bit of edge for the side of Nova Esports, but still it was the first first turtle of the game, so it's not going to create that much of an impact yet. Harley's still looking for a target to use a deadly magic on, most likely looking to maybe get onto the Yuzhong once more. Hopefully he doesn't make the same mistake, but this time he has the Black Dragon, and he's looking for a little bit of a blood right here. Might be able to get it, but he's already used up all of the skills. Paquito right now coming up for the jab, and that's a knockout. Gonna be getting out of that wrestling ring, straight back to the base once more.
Absolutely, and he didn't even use the Petrify. He just knew that he is just gonna get fall down right there. And I feel bad for that Yuzhong. They're marking out the Yuzhong right there. I would like to see some itemization also, because right now we are into 4-minute mark into the game. There is approximately fully... Okay, before 5 minutes, I think Harley will get his glowing wand, I suppose. Genius one, not glowing wand. Genius one, my badge. But look at the Paquito. He's bought Hunter Strike. Okay, he has got that 2 kills, but there's a divine judgment again. Adulation is coming right there. The Phantom Steed. There is deadly magic again, but a good sustain from that Khalid. Again, a killing spree for the Paquito, and they are not stopping because they have that Baller, they have the Zaman Force, the Harris with a good rotation right there. Will have to fall back for now, but they got the kill. That's Jungler for Azoba. So I think they will get the turtle right there, and that's a good trade for the side of Team Nova Esports.
4-3 score maintained right now. Both decides going, jab after jab up each other's neck as much as possible to choke each other out. But let's see who suffocates first and who makes the crucial mistakes. Will we see some silly mistakes like last game? Not exactly yet. But for now, the second turtle, it's going to take a few while. And until then, might feel a little bit of a stagnant period. Until then, looks like, okay, Paquito, he's abandoning his lane, coming up to the bottom. Do they want to go for the Claude? Is he aware of it? I think his teammates are nearby, so he might just be safe. Okay, there's going to be the Judgment Call, and the burst might just be landing on spot, trying to defend, but it's not going to be enough. Zushin still falls down. And right now, the next target, Leomord coming up with a horse, though. Khalid survives it, and that Phantom Steed is enough to take down the punching bag. It's going to be Paquito fallen. At the same time, that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade once more, 5-4, and they leave out the XP lane completely alone. That is not a good sign, but one good thing for side of Nova, they do get the mid lane turret, and just me at this point, just get the Radiant armor.
Absolutely, I was about to say the same, but no, look at that. That's a cheeky wall. You know what? I have a brother who plays Yuzhong for me for my team. All right, so he also has that, kind of, I think that's with all Yuzhong players. They don't buy the defense first. They always want to go for a Fury Hammer or a Vorax or a Hunter Strike. I don't know why. You can buy a rope because you already have gotten taken down so much time into the early game. But that was a good trade coming from Team Nova Esports. They got a mid lane turret as well, so now the map is open for the side of Team Nova Esports. Right now, there's a Divine Judgment with that Phantom Steed. Okay, there's a who is getting thrown here and there into the map. There's an off-camera kill onto that Claude. There's a 4v3 fight on top lane. Yuzhong getting the kill. Have that petrified. No, he doesn't have the petrified, but have the Black Dragon getting his kills onto that. Yes, he just got it. Just me quite too low again. He has the Vorax. You don't have the rope. And yes, he will fall down right now. Meat is actually having a good time right now. He might be able to chance to get that turtle, but there is a Pirate Phantom Steed again. Who's a jab and knockout, but Zora quite too low. He will have to fall back. Retribution battle. Level difference is there. Pero is quite too in. He doesn't have that mana, and he will also fall back for now. This is Zora will be getting a chance to live right there.
Once more, the turtle again to the favor of Nova Esports. Where they fall back short on maybe the team fight, they're making it up with the objectives. It's not looking good for Meat. He got to step up that, retribution game as much as possible, or at least maybe take down the Harley before they go for the Lord. Because if it happens on the Lord fight, they're going to be losing up more than just a few hundred gold. So this bottom lane as well was kind of unexpected as well. At the same time, let's see if the Claude and the... Claude can go for the Rose Gold and Yuzhong can go for the Radiant Armor, and it's just kind of lacking, Let's see though. The score still remaining 8-6. Harriet has finally switched lanes. He's looking to perhaps put pressure towards the top lane.
Well, absolutely. And right now, turret-wise, Team Nova Esports is ahead. Gold-wise also, they are a little bit of ahead. So I love this, the maintenance of the gold lead, I suppose. It's not that too much far that makes a difference in the game. But there is the Kaja might go for the Divine Judgment. Oh my god, come on, my guy. You should have used your everything, my guy. What are you doing, just me? Come on, you just saw that Kaja coming. Could have backed off, but I think again, I don't know what's up with the Yuzhong player, to be honest. But you know what? Love to see some itemization right there, because I hope he has bought that magical defense. Where's Yuzhong? Yeah, I love you, my brother. You're better than my brother, because he goes for Fury Hammer if you had bought the Vorax. But you know what? Right? I think look at the Harley. He's just loving the snowball. Gold to gold matchup, 1k ahead. Harith almost 1k ahead. There is a deadly magic. There is a sprint to sustain. With that, no blazing to it. Not enough sustain from that Claude, and will fall down for now. You can see the top lane. There is a fight going on. Just trying to get the red buff for 4 people. Harley hasn't joined the party yet. We'll be looking for jungler on the side of Team Nexus right there. We'll go for this Phantom Steed. No, they will not go for the Phantom Steed. And Team Nova Esports going for the Lloyds.
Yep. And with this 10-6 score, Team Nexus, what can they do about it? They have lost all the objective fights so far. not really able to keep up. Yu Zhong, you poor boy, you just pulled, knocked back, punched. Everything's happening to you. Here's gonna be Mitt with the Phantom Seed. Here's gonna be the horse. He retreats. Can he retreat? No, that is very low HP. I can't actually see if he survives or not. He does not. Average Sama takes him out. And right now, Nova Esports looks like they have cemented their lead. It might just be their game against Team Nexus. Let's see if they are able to maintain it. The Lord's going to be coming up from the bottom lane. If they lane sync it pretty well, they can definitely take down one inhibitor or two. Because, of course, the shields are there, but you might be able to crack it.
So Raging Sandstorm just to defend at mid lane. Good choice. Spoiler trying to get as much time as possible. And Kaja has the flicker. I think he will use Divine Judgment onto one of the good peoples. I think it will be the Yuzhong. If he goes for Yuzhong, I mean, I will use it. Right? But, he's just waiting for the good targets. Harley is just waiting. He's 15 level right now. That's actually commendable into 10 minutes mark of this game. And Leomord is just level 12. There's a deadly magic on Yuzhong, quite too low. Right now, that's what Radiant Armor does to you. You see, the armor is quite too low right there.
Yeah. And, just now that you mentioned, I've literally forgot to see the level difference because I thought they were kind of equal. But it makes sense. The fact that Harley repeatedly has been able to take the objectives and Meat has not been. He's not gaining that EXP that Harley has gotten in all of those objective fights. And right now, with this secured, 12-6, the inhibitor is looking exposed, especially right now. Harley, what just happened?
Good Yuzhong, use your Black Dragon, but now there is a deadly magic. He's waiting for you, and I think that GG is for you. Yes, double kill will go towards the side of Team Nova Esports. Harith.
Can you see itemization?
Yes, absolutely. Harith is quite too ahead. Look at his itemization, my man.
Oh my goodness, he's already done with double the penetration. Yuzhong did go for the Radiant, but I believe, buddy, that is way too late right now. You need even other more items. And
the Oracle.
Oh
no! I think that's a
immediate burst.
Yeah, that's immediate.
Look at the bounty. 1200 bounty on the top of Harley right now. Oh!
No, man, that's a go. That's true, man. Now knockup from the Yuzhong will have to fall back for now. Will be getting back, but Zora will fall down right into the hands of Khalid. And that's a Khalid with the 105 KDA. Okay, I just noticed it. He just died 0 times. Oh, that's commendable to be, when you're playing Khalid, because you might get caught off guard every time whenever you use Quick Sand or maybe use Raging Sandstorm. One bad mistake and that's GG's for you. Especially against this kind of a draft. Look at that. They have so much burst. Look at the Khalid. Sorry, look at the Harley. Look at that Harith. Both edge combination. And again, they don't have second edge. But look at their Black Dragon form.
The flank
on point. There is
my
very good Lord. But look at the Harith from the back line. Unstoppable. Yuzhong going in. Harith quite too low. Shut down for the Yuzhong. He again going in. Kora Bora is almost down. Just Bora, not Kora Bora. And right now, the Harley will have to recall for now. That's a very good trade-off coming from the side of Team Nexus. Might go for the mid lane, but not enough people to give follow-up. And my guy, just barely survives the knockout jab from that Zora and will fall back for now. I think now he's playing very disciplinary, I suppose.
Oh, this has been quite a chaotic game as well. Another very chaotic match on our hands. Hey, what happened to the minion as well? Why did it, for some reason, do 180 and go back to the base for a second? But other than that, aura farming, But top lane, Zoba
nice.
Falls down. 16-10 score. Team Nexus, they're slowly picking up targets. They have realized that maybe it's time to go bloodthirsty. But Harley at the same time?
Yes, looking for the cheeky Harley. I also play same Harley, my guy. I think there's a spoiler who's giving the game. Okay, he's just quite not too tanky. Oh, that was a lot of damage coming from. I think Harley just realized it, and now he will. Just Bora looking for a good target. He's just barely touching out that bush. He just know that if I go in too much in, the GG's for me. I'd like to see itemization from Khalid, a Thunder build. I think he just need one more magical defense. Could have bought. I think Athena might work as well because they have got the, too much of magic damage. So yes.
Yeah, what is he going for actually?
Antique, he hasn't bought the Antique as well. I think Antique is well good. There is the Oracle. So now I think the Yuzhong will be a little bit tankier as well as he will have more sustain. He has the Vortex, the Oracle, the Radiant. Now I think he should go for coin wings maybe, which will help him, long to prolong the team fight. He will remain okay. There is a raging sandstorm, and again, that's GG's for you. That's Khalid. He will just getting pushed back from that red buff area to the Lord area. And now I think they will look for one more target because average Sama has. I mean, look at just me. He is in a very good position. Will he use a dragon? I think he should just surprise him with a petrify combination. But there is a Claude that is quite too low. But will he survive with the flicker? That's a kill onto the turret. Okay, there is a kill from that Yu Zhong, but that GG's for the side of Team Nexus, because Team Nova Esports will get the win of the second game.
That is, it was quite a game, honestly. It felt a slight bit of back and forth, but honestly, Team Nova Esports, they definitely had the lead from that early game itself. Nexus did started off kind of good, but at the later phases, it just did not exactly work out as much as they hoped for. And ultimately, right now, we're looking at the side of Team Nova Esports joining Team Eyes Wide Shut in the semi-final brackets.
Well, man, I think I think it's feel bad for you. So, Micah, you have my respect as well. I mean, Team Nexus Esports Gaming coming too much far into this tournament because they were the deserved team that to come to this far. But however, Team Nexus in this game was just a little bit better team and will proceed towards the semi-finals. So this was a game number 2, guys. Don't go anywhere. Before we take our leave, please like, share, subscribe the stream. Also, a brief announcement that is of our giveaway that has been going on for quite a couple of days right now since the start of the tournament. We will be announcing tomorrow the winners of that giveaway. So before it is too late, just go to our Instagram and follow us and go to our post and comment as well, because you can be the part of that giveaway and you might have a chance to win that some part of that 11K diamonds. And also like, share, subscribe the stream, and do hit the bell icon. I Solski along with Ray will take our leave for this match number 2. We'll see you guys with a short break for the match number 3 of this quarterfinals.
Well, we both are waiting, Pichi, I guess, for one of us to do the intro. But here you are, ladies and gentlemen, for Battle of Crown, of course.
Hello,
And
hello.
this
Am I
is,
audible though?
yeah, you are. So now I think Peach is having a little connection issue, so we'll fix that really soon. Don't worry, guys, we got everything under control because this is gonna be the quarterfinals, a road towards the semi. And Peachy, about the games that I'm gonna ask you. First, tell me how you're feeling.
Again, it's gonna go a little exciting given the fact that the teams who have been qualified are really, really good and only one can move forward. So I'm kind of curious to see which team will be going forward.
Absolutely. Like you mentioned, only one of the teams will be going forward, and we have two amazing teams right in front of us. We
Cyber
can see.
and they are here.
Sir, what's your command?
Yep, they are here. And we can
Butterflies
see, like you mentioned,
falling
Cyber
by
Drifter
the
and Team
bush,
Ragnarok both are
guided
here,
by lanterns.
and they are also going for the bans.
I'm
Looking at the ban,
born with
Peachy, is
talent.
this anything that caught your attention? Okay, I think Peachy is still having some connection issue out here. So I will just take it further from here. Ladies and gentlemen, we can already see the drafts rolling out. We can see the Fanny, the Guinevere being banned. On the other end, there's going to be the Zuxian as well as the Marcel getting banned off really quickly. And these are the heroes that we do expect to see in the banning section because they are really, really difficult to actually just counter it out. So meaning that this game would already have a little bit more different route than we actually anticipate. So
That's interesting.
Interesting, right?
Definitely. Fanny first ban. Cyber have been, really very cautious of that right until the last night as well. I have seen that Fanny ban, was wondering why, but this was just like, a ban that, a pick that they don't want to see. So just putting it out on the ban section. But the Marcel, the
I am not the
Zushin,
only one
very
bound
much
by
needed.
these
I feel like the
chains.
Marcel, though, is having a lot of good time nowadays.
Absolutely.
I am
Like
a daughter of
Marcel has been a
Normanvale,
priority
and I
pick for
swear
a
to
lot of the
protect it
teams,
till my
those who
last
are
breath.
also playing competitively, and I think it's for good reasons too, because you have that golden hour, you have that way to just go for the freeze a couple of times with your time journey, and the way that you can actually open up the vision too without getting punished because of your mobility is really, really that can get annoying at time. And going back to the draft, you can see the Fanny, Guinevere, two of the jungling heroes getting
Welcome to the
banned. That still
greatest
leaves
night
us with
show
the
of all
Harley
time.
open, and that is going to be an instant Harley lock from the side of Team Cyber Drifter. Now, in order to answer back, there is still going to be some of the marksmen open, the roamers are still open, and even some of the mages are open. The Zuxian is banned though, but the Zetian, the God, these are the all of the heroes that can be a potential pick for the middle lane.
It might be highly possible right here, but
Ooh.
there's got to be Cybertrucks with the Harley as well as a Baxia. Now again, Baxia, a very good flex pick, can go for the roam or possibly the jungler as well. In this case, I feel like that's a jungler because it works very, very well against a Harley, but at the same time, they could have gone in for the Fredrin as well.
Could be. I think as long as they have something tanky to deal with the Harley, it's good enough. If you go for something of the squishy, especially the Suyu or the Leo mod, you do have a harder time in the early game. Although the Suyu can immune some of the deadly magic's damage with his first kill, it is still about the timing, and sometimes the timing is not the
Magic is
best. But
my
whereas
life.
the tankier heroes, they can really, really sustain a lot more. Looking at the Cloud being picked from the side of Team Ragnarok, Cyber Drifter will instantly lock the Harriet, which is
Among
a
the
really good hero,
plains exists the
considering the fact that
equilibrium,
there's going to be the
which
Furious
I was
band
made
here,
for.
and along with that, we can also see the Eve being opened up. Not a big fan of the Eve in this composition because there's going to be a Bakshi as well as a Claude running at you, jumping at you, running at you. So it's going to be very difficult for you to position and deal damage freely. But then again, it's a very magic heavy draft coming in from Team Cyber Drifter, which is again a little bit good against the Baxia because the Baxia's physical sustain is very high, but against Magic, he really does struggle a little bit.
Okay, this is definitely interesting from Cyber
Payback
Drifters,
time.
though, because wasn't expecting a magic marksman right there, given the fact that they have a magic dealing jungler. So usually the teams really would go for a physical, but that's a
Yeah.
bit different. But at the same time, Ragnarok going in for the first, a long time no see, and on top of that, might be having a bit of a problem into the mid lane, and because once again, if Parsa has to just rotate very quickly because she is known to clear her lanes faster, right? So she will be trying to catch the Harriet, which is very mobile. Now, Cyber Drifters, they still have two mobile heroes, so that is going to be a bit harder. I was kind of expecting something of a burst, maybe like a Kadeta right here, but it all depends on the comfort as well. Farsa, nonetheless, is very good.
Absolutely. Initially, the work of the Farsa would be to outrange the Eve. Of course, like that is something, given the fact that her range can provide her, that is one thing that you need to do. But like you mentioned, marking the Harith would be very, very important because you do not want that Harith to get an early scaling that quickly into the lane because the Claude does require quite a bit of items until and unless he's getting his Trinity build. It's going to be a little bit slow start for him and you need to provide the space for him. So for that reason, you need a little bit more frontline with a more of crowd control, something that can still sustain and stop the the mobility from the side of Team Cyber Drifter. The potential options could be something with a pick off like the Kaja, like the Kalea, if you would like to go for those. If you still want to go for something that can, go more of a flank or more of a set making potential, the Grok was there, instantly banned off from Cyber Drifter. The remaining options could still be the Khalid if they want to go for here. Apart from that, even the Hylos can be a really good frontline and can deny as well to the side of Cyber Drifter. But then again, I don't think so they would want to go for the Hylos here because for Cyber Drift will be again much more magic centric. But looking
Yes.
at the Garud Kacha getting banned, I think it might be a Kalea pick coming through from Ragnarok.
Ooh, Kalea. That might be a very good hero. They do need, something which is slash support as of now. Since I am putting all my bets on this Baxia being a jungle, so to kind of support that, they do be needing something like a Kalea or maybe something like a Kaza also works very well. But since like
True.
they do have like a good mobility for cyber drifters, like catching the person, I mean, the enemy that you want might not be possible, but at the same time, picking away the front laners would be such a good pick. And another good pick, I would really would love to see a Khalid as
My
well,
tail's been
maybe onto
itching
the
for
ban
a
or maybe
real
onto the pick,
fight.
but as of now, one last ban coming in, and that is going to be the Kalea.
That's a good read. I would say they took a lot of their time in order to know what to ban here. And if you're listening to the stream, guys, not a good deal. And again, back to
Now you
the
lead the way
drafting
to
here.
the
I think for
next
Ragnarok, they
adventure.
still have a lot of options remaining for them. They go in for the EXP first. The Sora is a very solid option given the fact it has the crowd control. It can frontline really well. And like you said, the Baxia could be a potential jungler or still could be a flex. I would not like the flex, if I be honest here, Peachy, because I don't think so the Baxia can really
Same.
deal enough frontlining with the with the crowd control. Lacks a lot of crowd control on his part, so not enough to stop anybody. But they still need somebody to protect the Farsa as well as the Claude, so that could be one of the thing. But
Fight.
now the
Fight for the
Terizla in
ultimate
response for that,
answer.
along with the Hilda. So I do understand why the Hilda was picked. It can cancel the Feather Air Strike and still sustain and run around like a really potential threat into the jungle. But then again, it cannot stop the Baxia from farming. So I understand the utility, but there is also limitation to that pick.
Okay. Okay, so far I feel like cyber drifters will be, not having that kind of a window of opportunity. As for the Harley, he has to just camp around, making sure he gets his kill with a deadly magic. For
Oh,
the Harriet, he has to rely a lot on the Terizla, since Team Ragnarok are much more about those team fights. Since they have a Sora for a very good setup, and Sora is just gonna go a little crazy right as in cyber because are just one man pick up deal damage to one person and they have to back it off. But Ragnarok though they wanna go for a continuous amount of damage. So pairing it up with a Leo mod, that is a good choice.
It is a good choice. However, like I mentioned, it will lack the crowd control. They're betting onto the Sora for the crowd control as well as the set potential. He's going to be the enabler of the team fight. The Leomord can follow up really quickly with that combo. The Farsa does have the damage to be dealt, but then again, they do not have enough people to stop the Harley, the Harriet, and that is gonna be a problem when you're going into the game. But we'll see how will it be played, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, once again, welcome back into the land of Dawn. It's gonna be another best of one between Cyber Drifter and Ragnarok, and in this game, we'll see which team will actually make it to the semifinals. My name is Shinri. I'm joined by Peachy for this game.
Let's go. And the best of one series. That means pure entertainment. Only one team will be qualifying forward, and we'll have to see which team will be having that upper hand. As of now, Fury 7 already onto his purple buff. That would be a little bit, turtle centric. So top lane, maybe, and then bot lane, and then go for the turtle. And as for it, dangerous grass, understandable why the Hilda comes in round. But I did wanted to see Nox, a little annoying, being a little annoying to Fury 7.
Absolutely. I think he needs to put the pressure into the jungle rather than just providing the vision, but he cannot do that easily because there's going to be a Bagshia rotating around, there's a Farsa too, and that kind of damage in the early game can a little bit poke you down, but then again, you can see Radio trying to just lean against Louis, and he's still trying to deal the damage dealt, damage required just to fend him off, but the Claude in the early game can poke much better compared to the Herald because the Claude has continuous DPS with his basic attack, whereas the Herald relies on his skills, so the poke potential will definitely be there much more. Again, you can see the Baxi as limitation. He cannot open up the map, and even if he does, then he can get poked down because of the Eve's damage, and the damage really shreds through the tank as well. So they will try to deny as much minions as they can. The side lanes, they require that rotation, so they should not be just, idling around in the mid lane for too long. The turtle is going to be spawning, and we have not seen any rotation coming up from the mid trio whatsoever from both the teams. So it's a very slow start off for a very slow start. But with the turtle spawning, there's going to be a potential breakout that's going to happen. And I think both the teams would love to get the positioning around the turtle. And already you can see Nox having a very good position out there. Can help his team, but PD gets choked down.
Oh wait, he's quite low with the revitalize, but I can't say the same for Kevin Shiki, who does get taken down. Oh my goodness, the penalty zone. It's really beautiful penalty zone, but it was quite early, not catching as much as people that you want. And as for Ragnarok, an easy turtle. I feel like both the teams not taking the fights into the earlier, it was just to get this kind of a result. They just wanted to make sure that they will be having an easier time around the turtle, and for Ragnarok they executed very perfectly.
Absolutely, Ragnarok with a very good execution. They knew how to just win that fight. First of all, they took down the jungler, and because of that, they had that potential way to do it. But now it's gonna be really difficult for them to actually just get through things, because you will see they needed that off for a very good early start, but Pete is still having difficulty in opening up the map. So that is something they need to mind, because the Leomord has to be the one just to give that front line to the team. But then again, I feel for Team Cyber Drifter, they need to find some pickoffs around the map. If they want to get this game going, they need that pickoff. And talking about a pickoff, Kandrang just falls instantly without having that vision. It's pretty difficult for the Farsa to open up the map or rotate around the side. Just divert. But then again, they're trying to give the rotation as much as possible. They have not yet shut down the Harriet nor the Claude. So the goal is that it's almost time for the second turtle here, Peachy. And I think the teams would definitely want to get it for themselves, especially for Team Cyber Drifter. It's a must for them. They need to get the gold back a little bit. But for Team Ragnarok, they might want to do something here.
Okay, wait a minute. So far, okay, Arul, he has to flicker out of the way, and crazy enough, that's the same for the Nox as well. Looking quite low, goes away, and that's gonna be the Sora. Strike just survive it all. He created that distraction just enough that Ragnarok will be having a streak onto this turtle. So they will have to try to see what will happen, since Leomord is the one racking those goals in his hands. Now for Kevon Shiki, it is it is much reliant, or he's much reliant on the snowball that a Harley creates, but that is just not happening for him.
Absolutely. And once again, you can see by the way they are playing this game, it's looking like Ragnarok, despite having a good start now, they are slowly starting to struggle things a little bit here and there. And with the way Cyber Drifter are trying to back it off is quite good. But then again, PD, I don't think it's going to survive. There comes the Blazing Duet for a time being, but the damage will it be enough to take down K1 Shaky? He's trying to back off. There comes the Feather Strike, takes him down. Contract finds the kill, but he gets taken down as well. Radio dealing the damage here. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade, but it's still in the favor of Team Cyber Drifter. They got things under control, and they would want to find a turret or two. They've already taken on the bot turret here, and we know with the way they are playing, it might not be too long before they take down the mid one as well.
Mid lane already in problem. Wait a minute, looks like Arul is trying to go in for the damage, but now they do get immobilized by Gaga, but Arul into front lane taken down. Next one chopping block, that's gonna be knocked. Gaga as of now dealing that damage. Though even though there is damage coming in from Cyber Defense, that is not enough as of now. Louis with the ultimate trying to make sure the radio will be taken out. PG Johnson is taking out too much turret damage, and yeah, that's gonna be a successful kill into the hands of Ragnarok. Slowly and steadily, Ragnarok are getting what they want.
Absolutely, now the tables are flipping slowly but surely, and you can see that they are able to take the control back in their favor. But again, PD, your mom taking a lot of damage here. Noxra is trying to just fend the jungler. I mean, fend the team off the jungle of Team Cyber Drifter. They want their jungler to get the farm freely, but it's not going to be working that easily because the way the gold is slowly shifting to Team Ragnarok, it might be not too long before they can, outscale the damage that side of Team Cyber Drifter can sustain. But with this turtle here, there's another fight gonna happen.
Look at them. They're just like making sure one by one each of them the backlines will be falling down, and on top of that it is going to be knocked the first one from the side of Team Cyber Drifter. The radio onto the other hand dealing too much damage. Fury 7 unable to sustain, going down into the hands of Devon Shaky as well. Arun, yes, sustaining too much right here, and there you go. It's gonna be Cyber Drifters coming up on the top despite not getting any early game. Now it's into the mid game and they are in action.
Absolutely, one amazing engage from Arul with the penalty zone and the flicker combo. It just broke the formation from Team Ragnarok. They wanted to do something, but they could not. Now PD opened the map, but is he in trouble?
Yeah, I feel so, given the fact that there is just not stopping it off. But wait a minute, he might be getting punished. I'm not quite sure why the knock went in too deep, and the teams are not going in for the kill. Just now they had that advantage, and just now they just lost it. Even though it's just one member, it is still really important that you don't do any mistakes so that your enemies can take advantage of that.
Absolutely, he was betting on radio to deal the damage, but again, talking about the items, we can already see Claude getting those 2 items. He's still waiting for the Corrosion Scythe, but overall he's still quite there. But Harith getting those 2 penetration items will be very important. Harith to Harley getting 2 items will be very important. Harith also almost there with his Trinity build as well for the magic defense. You can see Hilda going for the Thunder belt, which is quite interesting to me because it might be a little bit time for him to stack it up. But whereas the side of Team Ragnarok, they're still yet to build some of the counter item that they need in this game. They do have the first items in basic need, but they need a little bit more before they can actually just take more fights head on. But again, coming back to the point that, like you mentioned as well, mistakes here will be costing them a lot. Another deadly magic being used onto Louis, but it's not enough to take him down. And now with the Lord being there, I think Team Cyber Drifter would definitely want to bait it for Team Ragnarok to have a response for them. But the way they want to respond is going to be very important. The far lanes are not getting cleared that quickly or on time, so it's going to just go on a slow push out there. They're still trying to push the mid lane as well as the top lane, but again, the Lord being on the table is something I don't think so Team Ragnarok would really want to give away that easily.
Oh, let's see though about the Lord. There's just a lot chance that Nox is might be just really pushing it, trying to give that a Louis though. He does have enough damage. He tries to go. He get attacked. Oh, he is safe for now, but at the same moment, wait a minute, PD as well as The Sora looking quite low. Looks like Arul will be taken out first in the team fight, but killing spree into the hands of Gaga, one by one. And into the backline, Fury 7 jumps in, trying to go for the radio, has very less mana, but hey, Gaga was singing it out with a double kill.
Absolutely, the jungler's HP is too low, and I don't think so Team Cyber Drifter can really contest for the slot. They have used most of the utilities and the spells that they have, so they have to back out. But whereas Team Ragnarok, they had the jungler at full HP as well as the retribution available, so they instantly take out the Lord after that team fight, which did not really favor that much. And now we can see that the way this team game is going is going to be quite difficult once again, that they need to find more room for the farm or the damage dealer to place themselves, because Farsa's feather strike with the the shifting clouds from your mom, this is very strong AoE skills, and if you cannot cancel them out, if you cannot reposition yourself, you're gonna get punished quite quickly, because that combo works really well. And on top of that, you have the blazing duet from Louis, which is gonna make it even much more difficult. But once again, Nox walks into the wrong bush, but will he walk it out alive for now? Yes, he does. It's not too much of a engage coming out from Team Ragnarok, but they're still trying to sing the waves. But look at that.
Gaga the Several is just trying to make sure to get all that area for themselves, and Cyber Drifters once again are in the lead with the kills, with the gold as well. But the mid lane taken down into the hands of Louis. That means the pressure is just building out. Ragnarok, despite losing just one member, they are still trying to get it on towards those turrets. Look at that. The turret is standing on its last leg as of now, and there you go. Looks like it's gonna be the Gaga looking quite low. Nox trying to go for the PD. And teams will be going in for a recall.
Absolutely. And by the way, the game now is getting to a slow-paced match. You saw the aggression coming in from both the teams, but now it looks much more controlled. They're not making hasty decisions that quickly. Yes, they are trying to punish the overextension. They are trying to punish that wrong decision making, but at the same time, they're not being hasty. They're playing a little bit disciplined, but sometimes there are some rooms where they can actually really overextend. So that is something they need to keep in their head, especially for Team Cyber Drifter. Yes, they have a lot of mobility to just jump back and forth, but that is something that can work against them as well, because they are really trying to maneuver around so much that they're not able to kind of follow up each other. And that is something the side of Team Ragnarok can really punish quite quickly, because they have a really good front to back, and with that front to back they can stop the enemies, or they can cover up any kind of flankable position too, because they have really that flexibility, especially with the Parsa's wing by wings. He can really reposition himself easily. But Louis picks up the Winter Crown, and that's something that will really make it much difficult to get him marked down. But once again, PD getting engaged on, but it's nothing, it's not going to do too much, because that's a tank. You do not want to engage on him. You need to mark Louis or Kandrang out here in this team. But apart from that, there is not too many members that you can mark, because Fury will be tanky, or Mom will be tanky, and PD too, he'll be quite tanky as well. That sustain is something with which your damage will not work too well. So you have to first get out the damage dealer from the team fight, and then work against the sustain. And once again, with the Lord being here, I think most likely, Peachy, this is going to be another slow Lord fight. The dance is going to be really extending for quite a good time.
I do agree with you, Shinru, right there, given the fact that, it's just like 50-50 when it comes to teams entering that river area for a fight. And we'll have to see what kind of a setup comes in from the hands of, or look at that. It looks like that's not going to be a lot dance, but they just want to clear it out, just giving the illusion that it is a lot dance. But wait a minute. So Rajantinino, this is the time. Fury 7, despite getting a retribution, doesn't get it. It's got to be their one shaky, but members under the front lane, such as the Sora, will be falling down. A lot of people will have the radio though. Louis makes such an amazing play, but that distance was not being covered. It's going to be Cyber Drifters once again with the retribution onto their hands.
That Winter Crown should not have been pressed. He could have just gone a little bit longer before he could press the Winter Crown, but that early Winter Crown really saved the side of Team Cyber Drifters member, because they dashed away from the damage zone. And this is looking a little bit tough fight for Team Ragnarok. Yes, they had the lead. Yes, they had the leeway for them to just go and contest, but they could not find the window. The retribution did not fall at the right time from Fury, and Kevon, he really pressed it at the right time and secured the Lord for his team. And with the Lord, it might be quite easy for them to at least secure some of the second tier. You can see the waves already being cleared from the mid lane, so they have to focus on the side. The Lord going on the top lane by itself will at least get them the top tier turret. And now with the bot second tier will be falling as well, so they will slowly try to shift and maybe just potentially take down a turret or the inhibitor onto the top side of the map, because they need to find a little bit more advantage in the map. But again, no wait, Fury against Gaka
Oh, no.
caught off guard and gets taken down here. What just happened there?
Holy moly. Being out of position like that really will cost you a lot. And there you go. We are definitely getting that punishment. But at the same time, there's going to be an effort that I strike just enough to just, poke them out of the way. PG pops his revitalize, just trying to make sure to, the back lane is going to be farmed, targeted. But hey, no, he's not looking good. Arul also gets targeted right there. Knocked with a +1 falling down. Radio looking quite low. Despite the Zaman force, he is unable to stay in that area. Kevon Shiki is all alone. He's there in the mid lane, taking precautionary measures.
He is, but he used his ultimate on the wrong member, and now because of that, he will not have it on time. But again, the mid is going to be the target. The T2 tower almost on the verge of being taken down, but still stands for a low Kandrang. He gets deleted from the damage of Radio. Look at that, will you?
Crazy. PD will be the next one falling down. That's going to be killing spree into the hands of Kevon Shiki. Now that the teams are just giving each other the kills, they are on the same playing scenario. Look at them. They're just like, giving one for one. They're just like, making sure to lose their EXPs and the roams. But that doesn't matter because the main, damage dealers are still alive.
Absolutely. As long as they're alive is good. You can, if you talk about itemization too, I think it's almost at the point where the main damage dealer will have their items, and I don't think so Team Ragnarok has a single sense of a vision on the Lord, and it's going to be a free Lord going to Cyber Drifter once again. And this could spell some trouble because they have already lost most of the T2 towers, and the only remaining one will be the inhibitors. And if they lose the inhibitors too, it's going to be making those super minions quite hefty, and they have to constantly just go and clear it up. And if they cannot do that, then it's going to be a little bit more problem for them. But going back into the game, by the way we see Radio's damage scaling, it's looking almost too scary. Even if Louis jumps in and does not have his Winter Crown or even the Flicker, I think he can get bursted down while using the Blazing Duet. And with the Lord marching from the bot lane, we are yet to see a proper sync coming in from Team Cyber Drifter. They are still trying to sync it, but the waves are not in their favor. It's getting quite cleared by the side of Team Ragnarok. But however, Team Ragnarok have to brace themselves for a potential defense here, because Cyber Drifter, it looks like they're coming for them.
They are definitely Ragnarok really pushed down towards their own inhibitors as of now. Fury 7 with the Phantom Seas just trying to make sure the Lord will be poked enough that he himself won't be falling down. But PD, no, he doesn't have his revitalize. He's just trying to make sure to go back very safely. But now it's going to be the Sora looking quite low. He's waiting. He's thinking it twice. The Fury 7 with the Phantom Speed is just trying to deal damage. Kevon Shiki onto the same note to push us down the top lane, just making sure that they will be having those inhibitors and the minion push and the minion pressure, which is quite important at this point of this match.
Absolutely. I think they definitely got a very good lot push with that, but there's more coming for them. But okay, again, Kandrang with a very risky positioning out there. Tries to clear out the wave as well as deal the damage, but more stack of minions are going to be pouring in from the side lanes. They have to clear it down constantly, and this is the problem that's going to be there or visible in the next Lord fight, because they will have the mid inhibitor, but not the side ones. And if the long lane keeps on pushing for the next Lord fight, it can eventually end the game, and something that Team Ragnarok would definitely not like it. For Cyber Drifter, this is a very good news. They have that positioning set for themselves that they can either go for a split push or they can just take a team fight, because as of now, there are not too many people that can just burst down Arul or even shred him down. And with Nox already having that mark on towards Kandrang, is having a very tough positioning to just, use the Feather Airstrike or even just stay alive in the map. But you can already see that Kevon Shiki's damage is doing a lot more to PD. And imagine if that damage reaches to the backline. I think they will have almost 50 to 70% of the HP deleted there. But look at that, they're engaging.
Logs though, he's trying to get his damage really upon the Sora so that he doesn't engage with his crowd control. Now that PD also used up his ultimate, I feel like this is really very rushed into the hands of Ragnarok because the Lord is here and it is less than 10 seconds, and that much of a cooldown is a lot. Now Ragnarok are deciding to not go for the Lord. This is really surprising though. 20 minutes in and not going for the Lord will be the dead
Oh,
surprise.
whoa.
But with your mommy with a flicker, he does try to get it on. He does have the damage.
no.
Managed to get the mage, but into the front lanes it's gonna be the
Radio.
Sora. Back lane, Yarul, he comes in with the flicker penalty zone. He gets
Wait.
up. K1 Shaky with another kill. It's getting traded one by one. Louis looking quite low. I feel like he's gonna be traded out, but his immortality will be popped up. He picks up the Rose Gold meter as well as a precautionary measure. But Radio as well as Nox there. What a chase! But the minions are in the base. And the attempt though, there are minions coming in, but wait a minute, it is just Nox who is right there. Hey, Nox, that is not a good thing, but hey, it's game over, and Cyberdrifters secures a spot in the top 4.
What the heck? That was a cinematic ending for sure. We did not expect that. And what an amazing play coming in at the very last moment. You take a look at the Lord fight. It went so well in the beginning with Gaga getting taken down. Really good set coming from your mom. And then the follow-up from Fury. But nobody did anything about Radio. He just dashed in and out, dealing the damage. No immortality for Fury as well. He gets taken down instantly, and then one by one the rest of the members fell as too. Kimon Shaky took down Kandrang and he got taken down instead. And then the only surviving member, Louis, tried his best even with a quick item switch. He tried to survive, but the problem was not his life, it was the base HP. And the minions pushing in could not back out in time. And despite being alive, the base was something he could not defend, and because of that, and because of not contesting the Lord on time, Team Ragnarok really had given a lot of free room to Cyberdrifter, and they definitely took advantage of that, properly pushed in, properly played the team fight, and they knew that their movement speed could not be matched, and they really took advantage of that. You can see that the way they pictured the game and the way they executed that was really falling in place. And because of that, the victory looked a little bit tough because the opponents were good, but in the right path and properly done. Very good game coming in from their side, but Team Ragnarok, they gave a very good competition. It was really good to watch, but I think by the way they were trying to layer the skill and the way they could not catch their opponents was something that they could not avoid. And because of that, they could not get the result that they were looking for, your PG.
Definitely look at them. A Fury 7 though, despite having such a great attempt on getting those backliners and making those, giving his team that space that they can go for the other members trying to take them down, and that just attempt was very very futile. So good kudos to them for actually coming up with the early game onto their hands, playing it slow. They had a strategy in the mind, but that strategy failed them today. But for Cyberdrifters, very well played.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, Cyberdrifters will be the one moving to the next round. They will be your third semi-finalist for the Battle for Crown. The crown is yet unclaimed, and we'll see which team will be claiming that. But if you have not claimed your giveaway prize or the diamonds that are due for you, make sure you go on our Instagram page and make sure that you check it out. The steps are very simple. You just follow them through, and more instructions are given there as well. So make sure you just check it out. The description or the link will be there in our chat. If you cannot find it, you can just search Algambo Esports. You will find it quite easily. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the end for game number 3. Game number 4 awaits you. So better bring your popcorn, snacks, and everything that you have prepared. Or if they're empty, just go and fill your bucket quite quickly because the games are going quite intense, and the next game will not leave you unsatisfied. So just in a short break, we're going to be coming back with the action again.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. You guys are watching the Battle of Crown, and as the days are moving very quickly, we are also getting very closer towards our grand finale. This is one of the quarter finale. One team, we are still yet to know who's gonna jump in towards the, you know, semi-final. So let's see. So for now, we have Celestial Titans versus Team Switch
I am not the
Axonome,
only one
and
bound
they
by
are
these
looking
chains.
quite good though with the full expansion, Drew.
Absolutely, a very good start coming from their end. They might want to prioritize something with a little bit dash, most likely the Harriet, the Suiyu, even the Leomord could be a potential option for them. So they're just taking precautions for that reason. Whereas if you're on the red side, you would want to ban the Marcel, the Zuxin, or even sometimes you would want to take away some of the EXP options, or most likely the gold as well. If you would like to just, deny those heroes. But yes, there's going to be the Freya ban, the gold ban, exactly. So again, the Phobius is good against the Freya as well, but it depends upon how much you're fighting one by one,
Different
one on one.
perspectives
And I would not
expose the
definitely
same
recommend you to
truth.
fight 1v1, right, PG? Because that's a waste
That
of
is
your
true.
resources. And there comes the Marcel ban, pretty expected, but what awaits us next will be interesting to look at.
Let's see. Now again, the Zushin, the Zetian might be here. I don't see a ban on the Zetian quite a lot, but there is like enough so that the teams don't pick it up. So there's going to be that. But Marcel, understandable. And now that the Marcel is not there, we won't be seeing any more Valentina unless we have a Sora and the both being open.
Absolutely. That's one of the
I've been
places where
waiting
we
for
can
too
see the
long.
Valentina being picked up. The Harley gets banned. There comes the carry ban as well. Something I think is not very surprising as well. But for Celestial Titan, they might be going for something tanky as well. So something tanky with dashes. Could be the Leomord most likely. I feel like that is one of the heroes that you would want to pick up in that case, or maybe the Fredrin too. But it depends. Like there's a lot of options the team can choose from. So it depends upon the playstyle that they want to go for here. But last ban duo here, Bagshia. Quite an interesting ban, but this leaves open a lot of the strong heroes, if I be honest. Especially the Zuxin for Team Celestial Titan, they can just instantly lock it down. Or is it something Team Switch as Axon name wants them to pick? What do you think?
Oh, this is interesting. Uh,
Butterflies
Bakshia ban.
born by thy wish.
That is
Guided by
just
lanterns
not
light.
it. I don't know why there was a Bakshia. Maybe like the teams just wanted to make sure that,
Come on,
they
Dexter.
are
It's our
having
showtime.
that,
Sun
wave that
rises when I
maybe,
give the
maybe
word.
played off, but at the same time, the Zushin, understandable. Now we will be looking forward towards Akaza possibly.
I mean, with the Zuxin, it comes for a little bit of more punishing draft. You have the utility on the mid lane, so it's going to be working in that way. For the side of team Switch Axonim, they are going for the very solid combo with the Claude as well as the Khalid, the really heavy dive base as well as flankable heroes. So you would want to just keep your backline safe. The Zuxin can provide itself some defense with the Crimson Beacon, like he can really
Magic
position
is my
easily.
life.
So she will be able to just sustain through a lot. There comes the Harith, which I was suspecting being picked because of the Phobius ban here. And I like the Zuxin and the Harith combo because it
Foxtail's
really
been
makes it
itching
quite
for
easy
a
for the
real
Harith to hit
fight.
your opponents. And along with that, they have the Kalea. Okay, I do like the Kalea, but then again, there's not the
Among
burst
the
mage
planes
onto the mid lane that is
exists the
available. So they have to wait for the
equilibrium,
Harith to be
which I
getting
was
the
made
power
for.
spike, or maybe need something on the mid lane as a jungler to burst down the member. But I really love the Eve here because it's difficult to catch the Eve for the side of Team Celestial Titan, and it can also counter the mid a little bit, both the Zuxin as well as the Kalia. It can have that long range with which it can poke, so works really well, but not really enough to stop the Harith yet. So they need something to stop the Harith or punish it down a little bit.
Oh, Harada. They
We
need
saw it.
to.
We saw it
Yep,
the last game too, right, PJ?
that's true.
Like,
They just need a bit more of a crowd control. Like with the Kali, that is kind of not enough. And radio last game really had a bit of a good farm as well. This was like, I feel like this might be the deja vu that we are looking forward to. But in the same moment, we will be back to the bands. Now, onto the bands, you do have a Yuzhong. Now, along with the Yuzhong, why is the Sora not getting banned?
I think they will ban it eventually for now, but I think the Yuzhong was a better dive to the back line. That's why they got it. They had it banned, especially against
My
the Eve, who's
kiss
not much of
grants
a
you
mobility when it comes down
immortality
to
or
her ultimate.
death.
She's getting stuck, and the Yuzhong is pretty much immune when it uses the Black Dragon form to dive. And there comes the Alice ban. They're still trying to keep the dive a little bit under control from both the sides. So now will be the time where they focus on the EXP bans a lot more. I think the Sora might be a potential ban from either of the teams. They can still go for that, but I think both the teams, they still need a solid jungler, and the options are quite limited. There's a Suyu, there is a Leo mod, there's a Fredrin too. At some point, you can use it for sure. But I think there's a need for an assassin in this draft for marking the backline, especially the Zuxian is very vulnerable against assassin. And for the side of team Switch's exom name, they can use the Hayabusa for that reason. They can use the Fanny too if they want to. But Celestial Titan, they need something to actually just stop the dive or cancel the Claude's not the BMI, but the Blazing Duet. So what can they pick in that regard? The Lapu Lapu ban. Okay.
The bands though really went in aggressive, but now we'd love to see if the teams are, wanting to get something like Suyu onto their hands because Suyu is still open. I'm not quite sure. Like today, I have not seen much of a Suyu coming in. Maybe it's the game number one. We had one. But there you go. Putting a bit of a priority about the Suyu, that's gonna be a Leo mod. Understandable. Leo mod have really having, a 50-50 this time around. So I am kind of curious to see what's gonna be the pick for the hands of Team SA.
Yep, I still think they can go for the. I mean, the Suyu is still a good option for them if they want to go for a little bit of assassin plus the fighter combination. They can just dive in and secure the objective, but it's quite difficult for you to actually burst down
I
the
will
Zuxian
choose
in
my
that
own
early phase of the
path.
game. So they need a little bit more of a heavy dive. I would say the Leo mod was a very better option than the Suyu. So it already is out of options for team Switch's Exonim. Here comes the R-Lord though. But can the R-Lord stop them that quickly? Because I think the R-Lord might just get crowd control quite easily. And if they pick him off, it's not that difficult for them to burst it. But then again, they're trying to layer the skills quite properly. It might be a very good way for them to block the members inside the RWM along with the Raging Sandstorm. It could be a very good combo. And then it's a Blazing Duet just to finish off the people who have used the flickers and all the skills, the dashes to get out of the harm's way. So that could be a potential setup path that team Switch's Axonim are going for. So the layering looks very awesome, but might be very difficult to pull it off with the timing and everything involved. But Celestial Titan, they need a jungler. Oh, I actually forgot about the Guinevere. Really good pick though.
That's true. Again, Celestial Title is going in for the max damage as well as max crowd control. Really loving that pick, but Switch
Oh,
Axon really going in for a comfort pick. Will this be working right here at the quarter finale? It's only them who can answer in the Land of Dawn. So let's see what is it going to be. The picks are really looking fabulous given the fact that it is currently in the meta, but there are a few picks that I am still, wrapping my head over it. So curious to see what we will be, having in the match.
absolutely looking really, really spicy from both the sides. The drafts are really something that makes me say really quite a few times. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? But if you're seeing on your screen, this is going to be the Battle of Crown organized by Algambo Esports. And we are already here for the final quarterfinal game tonight. And this is another best of one from both the teams. Celestial Titan versus Switch Axonim. And the better team will actually move to the next round. We'll see how this battle forms out. But then again, like Peachy mentioned, some of the comfort pick coming through in this game, I do like it, but arguably, I still feel there might be a little bit more of a, execution-based draft that they're going for. So we need to still watch for that. But then again, in the mid lane, the Zuxian, that is the support she provides, really difficult to get out of. And there comes the Kalea dealing the damage. And I think they might just pop up some flickers, but they still survive. But oh, the respected one has to be the one to pop up the flicker first, though.
Okay. This is really looking good, but at the same time, First Blood, really curious to see. Oh, this is definitely deja vu right from the last game. Look at them using the skills very, close to what we were seeing on the last game, but into the same note, mid lane, it's going to be put in. Utas gets picked up, flickering out of the way into the safety, so he is safe for now.
Absolutely, and that is another lane against the Harith and the combo. Harith and the Claude. We have seen this laning phase last game as well, and the Harith definitely has a better time when he has the skills. While he does not have the skill, it's going to be the Claude with the basic attack can deal a lot more. But in this game, it looks like Cheezen has things under control. So there comes the rotation from Vladimir Putin. Wow, what is the precedent of Russia doing here in this game? Crazy, man.
Definitely crazy. Look at that. At the same time, I think, we are definitely looking for the last game as well with just different heroes. No First Blood yet. That just means the teams are just trying to, make sure to get more out right here as well. But top lane, I feel like the First Blood might be coming in very soon, or maybe it's just the Kens coming up with a jump.
Yeah, they have to wait for it, but then again, they have a Pukito, so that can be working in their favor. Look at that.
Oh, wait a minute. There's going to be a lot of immobilization coming in from Luke, but no, rejected one. It just ends up being the first. What a move coming in. This Guinevere getting the Martyrs, but hey, Vladimir Putin is still into the battlefield. He's trying to regen himself up so that he, gets out of the way safely. But the same for bad boy Joseph, because he's the one trying to stun it up. One more pick, but no, the final slash comes through in. Bicep trying to go for the back lines. He just failed because there was no follow up coming in. But the Tsunami Slam lands onto Putin, and there you go. One by one, it is Celestial Titans who are getting that advantage.
Absolutely. You see the way that the decimation got cancelled out there with the Violet Requiem, really amazing to watch, and because of that, you can see slowly things are working in the favor of Team Celestial Titan. In the beginning, it looked like they did not have the team fight under them, but again, the switch off was really quick, and Team Switch Axonim, they could not have the better time. The Guinevere got the turtle as well. Because of that, the lead is now slowly building for Team Celestial Titan, and CT, they are looking like they can just go for a little bit of snowballish kind of gameplay. If the Harith also got some of the assists from the previous fight, like if he had rotated, then it would have been nice, but the rotation did not come through, and that is something expected in the early game. But slowly from the second turtle fight, we might just see the rotation coming through. But again, the lane has been something that is getting pressured from both the sides. They want to win this gold lane, but at the same time, they do not want to be the first to pull the triggers. They're just waiting for the junglers to be there, and slowly the junglers are making their way. So I think by the time the junglers are there, we might just see another fight, but they're still being a little bit respecting the fact that they can be getting punished here. So following that, they might just not take too many unnecessary fights. But then again, I cannot say the same for bad boy Jopep, because he's trying to just pressure them into making a move. But then again, look at that.
Oh, this, Prince will not be finding any time to breathe. Look at him getting taken down. Next might be the Khalid looking quite low, but the final shot comes in for Luke's team. Utas gets dragged under the turret, but at the same time, it is going to be Cheezen jumping in for Escanor this time around. Hey, Luke's team, you try to get the damage in, but he survives. But at the same moment, both the teams took down too much damage.
Again, they are getting zoned out from the turtle fight. You can see that they have used most of their flickers, but oh wait a minute, almost the purple bug got stolen away. But now bad boy Jopep is still trying to just harass them into just wasting their skills. So that is something. But then again, you can see Celestial Titan getting the second turtle as well. And with this Peachy, they've almost built a 2k lead, 2.4k lead. And if this continues to go on, I think they are in for a better treat, because they scale better, at least in the early game, early to mid game, and for the late game, they just have to rely on Cheezen. So he's also doing pretty good in his lane.
That's true. Now, again, Khalid is getting taken down quite a lot. Like, he's trying to be the front laner right there. That is very well understandable that it is his job as of now, but they need a setup. They don't need a Khalid who is just tanking around on the bottom lane. It's gonna be the Claude taken down, and with that, the turret pushed down as well. Celestial Titans are playing it very strategically, given the fact that they are moving in 2s and 4s.
Absolutely. And by the way, they can have that mid control with the duo combo that they have from Celestial Titan is pretty difficult. And now with Luke as well rotating into the team fight, that burst damage from the Paquito is something that you cannot underestimate. Before you know that combo with that enhanced skills and that fighter stance can really get you deleted, especially if you're the squishy ones for the Claude as well as for Escanor on the Eve. It's going to be pretty difficult. So once again, they have to really be considering their positioning and the timing that they're going for the turtle or the objective fight. If they do not have the position, it's going to be very difficult. Escanor will be able to just get the positioning of Luke here, but it's still okay. They're still trying to play it safely, but for how long is going to be the question. Next turtle in 20 seconds, and they have to pull the trigger, especially for Team Switch Axonim. They do not want to fight that. They need to back off, but can they? Because there's going to be a Zuxian really bring them out, and that's a raging sandstorm. Bait it out before the turtle fight even began. But look at the top lane. They're onto something here.
Let's see. It's gonna be a stun coming in for this Martis, but Martis is kind of known to be the early game hero, trying to get his items with the kills. But now this is quite opposite for them. They'll have to really work it out on what they are doing. So let's see how they will be trying to do that. But at the same time, Switch X Axonon are really behind on their gold and onto their kills as well. They need to start working on that as quickly as possible, because Lord's gonna be very expensive if they lose it out. But
so far, one.
That's going to be crazy though. Putin this time around will be getting a setup in, but the bad boy Zobel once again will be pushing it as quickly as possible. And Celestial Title not getting much, but hey, they got few spells out of the way, so that is really looking good. But bot turret, I don't think it's going to be healthy anymore.
And the mid tier 1 will be falling. The pressure is slowly building for sure. At first you saw the mid duo dealing the damage as well as the pressure, and now the entire team is tailing around that entire lineup that they have, and because of that, it's not too easy for Team Switch Axonim to just walk up and take the team fight head on. They have to wait for a little bit of overextension or maybe some kind of pick off that they can find around the map, but is that really coming for them? Not really. Team Celestial Titan, they're making very less to no mistakes in this game, really playing it quite in a disciplined way, and also making sure that they do not overextend for whatever reason. They're making sure that they just know are in control of wherever they take the fight, and especially they're doing it very much in a I would say in a formation that cannot be broken that easily. Even if they get jumped on, they have tools to stop the dive, and that is working in their favor. They have the Tsunami Slam, they have the Landing Flare, really easy to stop any kind of dive that comes through your way. And even if the Claude have the Purify, it can just immune the crowd control, but not the damage that is getting dealt out. And slowly but surely the Harith is building to a place where it will just one-shot people, and that is something we have also seen in the previous game, right? And I think, like you mentioned, we might be in for a deja vu here as well.
That's true. Look at them as of now. Switch X Axonom are really getting pushed down. I think that there is something about being onto the red side today, especially our game Shin. You look at them; they are not getting any chance to jump in, because that's gonna be the Putin who just gets jumped on. Lucen looking quite low, but the Arlet though unable to move back. He does have the chance to move back, but no, he has to protect members in the front line. Luke will be the first one falling down along with the rejected one. This time around, Celestial Titans losing their core members. It's not looking good, but for Switch, they have got 2 members, which is much more needed. And with that, they will be going back to recharge themselves up.
Yep, 2 for 2, a little bit overextended team fight, but this time around it will be working in the favor of Team Celestial Titan, because they have taken down the gold laner as well as the EXP. So with the 3 of the remaining members, they cannot dare to just walk up to the Lord pit, and because of that, Team Celestial Titan will be able to secure the Lord quite easily. And I feel the Claude is yet to get his farm. He just picked up the golden staff, so there's still gonna be time. I would love to look at the items really quickly to just know, how behind Team Switch Axon are. You can just see 2 items in for the Claude. He still needs 1 more, but whereas the Harith almost building up to the Holy Crystal as well, so it's going to be hurting really well and really hard because there's a 2000 lead coming here on his part. The May just have 1 item in from Team Switch Axonium, whereas the Zuxian has the Sky Piercer too, so easy to stack for the kills, and the Guinevere just needs to be there for the set potential, for the setup, right? And that is all they need. And with Luke also going for a sustained build, a little bit of semi-tank build, I think it's very difficult to burst him down as well. So it's going to be Kenzie jumping in and dealing the crowd control with the rejected one, just setting up any kind of dive or the flank that can come through is their way. And Luke as well as Sheeson can clear up the team fight, like really sorted formation that they're going for. But once again, for Switch Axonium, how do they break it? They are trying their best, but the problem is the Martis does not scale in the late game. But look at the Harith scaling there.
Oh, that's gonna be the first member coming in. The Guinevere getting up a set, but hey, into the back lane, Luke jumps in. He's still trying a bit of a turret damage, but for the Claude, he has to back off. He is the only one surviving member right here, while that minion is coming in, and that too a cannon minion, which is a little bit higher. He's unable to do anything. He accepts his defeats, and there you go. It's gonna be Celestial Titans for the victory. Congratulations to the team Celestial Titans for winning it up. But what a game though. I mean, the Claude versus Harith, I feel like we already know who's gonna win it up.
Absolutely, and it's not even like they did not have the option to pick up the Harith, right? They definitely had the option to pick up the Harith. It was not a first pick, and despite that, they let it go away. And Season really showed why you should not be doing that. And it's not just Season; it even like the last game radio as well. They're showing why the Harith should be there. But this dive, oh my goodness, look at that! It was just a nail in the coffin for Team Switch Axonium, and by the way Team Celestial Titan played, they knew exactly what they were doing, and the way they did it looked flawless, seamless, and they ended the game really quickly, under 12 minutes, and really clean and easy to win for them, I guess. Like, they did not have to break a sweat here. And the side of Team Switch Axonium, they went for a little bit of comfort pick here with the Martyrs, as well as the combo that they were going for along with the Eve and the Khalid. It did not work in the way they were willing to, especially for the Claude not having that time to even go in and deal the damage. And even if he was dealing the damage, there was no one to finish it off. It was something that was not, he was happy with and could not do much about. And you can see the side of Team Celestial Titan, very clean with the gameplay. Cheesin, Bad Boy Joe Pip, good with the positioning, good with the damage as well as the crowd control, especially with Kenzie jumping in. I think there was no room for them to just run away, even if they want to. And there was just one Purify available for them, and it was onto the Marksman. And I think the Marksman was never really a problem because it never got the chance to scale in this game.
True, and on top of that, Violet Reclaim was already there in every single instances that we were looking forward to, because once again, it is going to be the Martes who did not get farmed up. Picking something that you are very reliant on the snowball. And there is a reason why the teams don't prefer, a lot of the top teams don't prefer much of the heroes that are very reliant onto the snowball, because there is a chance that your enemy can shut you down. And this is also another match that why it just happened. Here, Prince did not get any chance to showcase himself, but Bicep, though, with 100% team fight participation, like almost every member right there, given the fact that they were already picking out the fight when Celestial Titans wanted it.
Yeah, and I think having that 100% participation does not mean too much when you just have 3 kills on the board, right? So it is something I don't think Team Switch Axonium were too happy with. But Celestial Titans, they definitely showed that they're much more prepared for the next round, for the semi-finals of the Battle for Crown, because this is where the teams come for your throat. They will just not let it go that easily. They will slit it and they will just make you bleed. And this time Team Switch Axonium, they were the one to bleed, but the ones who were the predators, they definitely made sure that they do not get any kind of harm on their way, and they look quite clean for the next round. That is going to be the semi-finals. And like Peachy mentioned, time really flew by and we're almost at the end of this tournament, right? Battle for Crown, and the crown soon to be just given to one of the teams that have reached to the semi-final here tomorrow is going to be a heck of a battle, and the finals is something we are really, really looking forward to. And you just know where you're going to watch this, where you can just find such intense game. It's going to be, of course, the Algambo Esports. And if you have not yet subscribed and you're missing out on the notification, my dear friends, you need to hit on the subscribe button. Make sure that you are aware and always getting the notification when the games will be played and when you need to just pop in for this intense games. And with this, we will be calling it a night because the games are over and we have to wait for tomorrow for the rest of the action to be unveiled. For that reason, ladies and gentlemen, we will say our goodbyes, and we hope that you stay in good health and come back tomorrow to witness what awaits us and who will get the crown. With this, good night and see you tomorrow.
Ain't no love like a real love, but it goes so fast. All tied up like a captive. I'm on to you. Used to pay to my mom life, standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I don't felt this in ages, and I've no more patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit longer. You're making me stronger, making me stronger. You're stronger. You're stronger. I know you don't love me like you say you do. I know you don't love me like you say you do. I know you don't love me like you say you do.
Casting on my promises, you know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my